You may think that your mind is filled with negative thoughts, as if there were some sort of faulty machinery inside your head, endlessly producing gloomy ideas. But this is rather like blaming a radio for the music it plays. You see, the brain does not so much create experience as it selects it. Out of the vast symphony of sights, sounds, memories, and sensations occurring every moment, it chooses a few notes and calls them reality. This is what modern neuroscience rather charmingly calls the reticular activating system. A grand name for a simple function. It decides what you are aware of. But here is the curious thing. It does not choose at random. It chooses according to what you have been practicing. If you practice complaint, it'll present you with more to complain about. If you rehearse disappointment, it will obligingly supply more disappointment. And if you cultivate gratitude, it will just as readily reveal what is worthy of appreciation. Not because the world has suddenly changed, but because the way you are listening has changed. Now, alongside this system runs another, which tells you a story about yourself. A kind of internal narrator saying, this is who I am, and this is what life is like. And then there is the ancient part of the brain that asks only one question. Is this safe, or is this dangerous? When these three conspire in fear or irritation, the story becomes something like, life is against me. People are terrible. Everything is a struggle. And once this story is believed, the mind will find endless evidence to support it. Not because it is true, but because the mind is efficient. It loves consistency. So the problem is not that you are broken. The problem is that you are very good at believing your own thoughts. Now, instead of trying to silence the mind, which is rather like trying to smooth water with a flat iron, you simply change what you ask it to look for. For a few minutes you say quietly, show me what is working. And then you notice simple things. That your body is breathing. That you have eaten today. That the machine you call a car has carried you about faithfully. That there was, perhaps, a pleasant moment you almost forgot. And after each one you pause, not to analyze it, but to feel it. For every time a small sense of ease is allowed to appear, the nervous system learns something new. That it does not have to be on guard all the time. And quite naturally, without effort or strain, the mind begins to offer different kinds of evidence. Solutions instead of threats, possibilities instead of problems. Not because life has been rearranged for your convenience, but because you have stopped interrogating it as an enemy. So you see, the transformation does not come from forcing positive thoughts upon yourself. It comes from realizing that the mind is a searchlight, and you are the one who decides where it shines. And when you change the question, you change the world you notice. Vibrant beings, I wish you a very good day.